Hi everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Just going to dive into Bitcoin once again. Thank you for your support. Okay, big up the CoinsKid crew. Thank you to each and every single one of you for everything that you do. Okay, thank you. Sorry I've had a couple of days off. It's because it was my grandma's funeral. There were loads of trolley comments on the recent videos, because Bitcoin's crashed and stuff, and they thought I'd abandon you, but I've not. I told you I was having a couple of days off. Okay, so I'm going to try and get back to it and make these videos for you and keep you updated with what's happening. And my outlook for Bitcoin has not changed. I still think we're in a bull market. I think we've come back to a key level support. We're holding support for the continuation of the trend we're in, which is an uptrend. At the minute on the weekly, we've entered a level of consolidation. If we continue to hit our head on the 20 just here, okay, start do something like this, we're going to coil up like we did here. Okay, coil up, enter consolidation on the weekly between the 20 and the 55. I mean, look where we've bounced off, the 55 EMA. Okay, so this is good. We're still holding structural support. You've not lost this low, so structurally at the moment you're putting a low, a high, a low, a high, and a high, a low. Do you understand that? So there's no structure that's been lost here. It'll get quite nasty if you do start to roll here, lose the 55. Like I said to you, look at the history of Bitcoin. Okay, in the bull runs, when you come up and you roll down, you consolidate. Once you lose that 55 and start hitting your head, that's not good. We've not done any of that here. Okay, we had this sort of little wick down there, didn't we? And everyone got really, really fearful at this point. But that was the optimal entry point, because look at that, boom, boom, boom. And I told you all the way down here. Do not fear, do not panic, because this is a corrective phase of a bull run. And this, at the moment, is a corrective phase of a bull run. So there's nothing to be fearful about, okay? Because I think Bitcoin's on a journey to these white lines, okay? It's just a case of, when did it get there? It's the most frustrating thing, isn't it, in this space? But I'll remind you so many times, time in the market over timing the market. Do you understand that? The saying, it's not my saying, it's a hundred-year-old saying, time in the market beats timing the market. So right now Bitcoin is looking good. I know you don't think it is, but it's got overextended and it's come back and it's holding a key level of support. You're on this neckline, okay, this trend line, which is so many things. Okay, there's so many things. This is a bump and run. You broke out, come back, support, see you later. Okay, you're holding support at the moment. So I do think you're losing the 20 on the weekly at the moment. You're holding a 55, so you might enter a consolidation here, build up a bit of momentum like you did here. Potentially come down, retest of lows, even this trend line. As long as you hold it in between the 55 and you don't lose the 55, there's no bear market. Okay, it's a corrective phase of a bull market. I know a lot of people are calling for 10k, 9k, 20k. If you start to lose that key level support and start to roll, then yes. But the minute you've come up impulsively, coiled up in a huge horizontal continuation pattern here, you've broken out, you're falling back to the support and neckline of that particular pattern that you're in, and right now you're looking to break to the upside, aren't you? Okay, you're basically retracing. Okay, you're retracing to a nominal level of support for the continuation of the trend which you're in, which is an uptrend, a bull market effectively. So I don't think Bitcoin's entered the bear market just yet. I think we will. Okay, and I do think that at that point it'll be telltale, because what you'll do, you start to go vertical. Okay, and you start to go vertical and meet these white lines. Okay, again, not got a crystal ball and no guarantees, but I do think you start to go vertical. There'll be a lot of euphoria and parabola and mania in this particular bull run for Bitcoin and crypto. And at that point, just apply a bit of common sense, and think about taking some profit off the table. But for me, I've got two indicators that I'm keeping an eye on. The confidence, we're at the peak indicator, which I'll go through with you. CBBI at 55, nowhere near the top. Okay, you can see here we're absolutely nowhere near the top of this particular project, and you can see it nails it every time. It nails the bull market top and it nails the bull market bottom like an absolute boss. So remember this particular indicator, it's looking really good. Equally down here, the fear and greed index currently sitting at absolute extreme fear, which is what I wanted to see. I want to see extreme fear, optimal entry points. And right now Bitcoin as well holding key level structural support for the continuation, so it's all good. So this is the weekly time frame. If we take a look on the monthly, you can afford to come all the way back down to this yellow line and retouch and bounce and still be in a bull market, my friend. Okay, it's only when you start to lose that, just here, look, this descending triangle, do you see that coming down? You've got this whopping descending triangle just there, okay, which is a really negative pattern just there. There's no negative pattern here. Okay, you're horizontal breakout, fall back to support, looking for continuation. Even here you've got some kind of descending triangle, just there, and you lost the yellow line, which is the monthly 20, and you capitulated and carried out the technical target with descending triangle. Just there you lost the structural support of a descending triangle, and the yellow line, which is a monthly 20, came down, carried out a technical target there as well, the bear market low. So for me, this is a bullish continuation pattern. This isn't a negative pattern. I do see a lot of people saying that this is potentially a rising wedge. Okay, some kind of rising wedge like this. and you've got something like that, you know, so potentially Bitcoin comes up here like that, hits that, rolls, and then comes back down to where it formed a wedge. That's possible, but we'll look at that when we come to it, won't we? So keep an eye on that. But one thing for me is, if you do start to lose structural support and lose this yellow line, then yes, you can see each time that you do that, you do tend to capitulate. Do you see that? For Bitcoin. So just here, we lost the yellow line. What did we do? We capitulated. So at the minute, I don't know why people are so fearful. I don't know why people are so fearful that we're not going to get a continuation of the uptrend here. You can come all the way back down to this yellow line, hold it support, which currently sits at 37,477, bounce off it and still be in a bull market, and all the people have been shaken out the weekends basically. So again, these retracements, these corrections offer optimal entry points in this bull market, which we are actually in here for Bitcoin. So if we take a look on the daily time frame here, let's look at some structural support. So yeah, I mean, just here, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. We put a retracement level in here for Bitcoin from there to there. Okay, you can see that what you're doing right now is you're retracing, and you can see you pretty much bounce off to 0.50. Look at that. So you come up impulsively, you're tracing. So for me, if you do start to come down any deeper and you start to lose this golden ratio here, 40,199, you're creating a high probability of coming all the way back down to where you form this impulsive wave break right here and coming back down, losing this low. Okay, if you start to lose that low, then yeah, you're looking at 16k Bitcoin minimal in this bull run, but you're not doing it at the minute. To do that is hopium, do you understand? So you're holding structural support for continuation of a trend. Right now, it'd be nice to get back above a 382, hold that as support, and I do think you start coming back up the fibs and your correction's done, and you've put in an ABC, irregular flat correction here, and what you've done, you come up in a wave 1, this is wave 2, you're looking at wave 3, 4, and then 5 in this bull run, this is what I'm looking at until I'm not. I've already gone through this with you, okay? It's in each and every single video description, in each and every single video that I upload, okay? There's a link. How does Bitcoin get to 260k in this bull run? So yeah, at the minute, there's nothing to fear. Bitcoin's doing everything it needs to do. You're coming back in a retracement here, which is relatively healthy. Just going to drop that out for a sec because I want to look on the weekly time frame here, what we're doing, because I would imagine we've bounced off the weekly Fibonacci here as well, potentially the 1414. Let's take a look at this right now for Bitcoin, okay? So these how you get your white lines. These how you get your targets, and all my targets here have been met by these two white lines, okay? So I'm going to drop this on right now, and you can see why these are my targets from there to there. Let's drop this knob on. So here's your bull market top of the previous cycle, yeah? Then you rolled into the bear market, gives you your low, and you create that beautiful signal just there. That's called a buy and go to the beach signal on the weekly time frame, like rocking horse shit, okay? So at that point, that signifies the start of a bull run for Bitcoin. Look at the history. Look, bull run, see you later. There, bear market confirmation, you rolled over. So at the minute, there's no bear market here, I'm afraid. There's bear market hopium. Do you understand that? So right now, you're coming back up the stairs, you're holding key level support. You can see, look, boom, knob on, the 1414 on the weekly. Look at that. So you ran into the 1618, got a little bit extended. You put in your ABC irregular correction just there, wave 2, which I think it is. You've come down, you've held the neckline of this particular horizontal that you've created, equally a huge cup and handle and a bump and run pattern that you've broken out of, fell back in holding the support, and you can see, look at that lovely little wick there on the 1414 as support. Look at that. Ran into resistance, your next level support on the fibs, boom, 1414. So right now, you could potentially look at doing something like this, working through the fibs, coiling up and breaking out of that, holding support and moving upstairs like that, like you have here in the past. Look at the history. Look at each Fibonacci being met as resistance. Come back for support, resistance, support, lost that, came all the way back up, coiled up, broke out, ran into it, broke out, ran into it, broke out, ran into it. This is what happens. Game of Fibonacci, and this is why I remain bullish here when you're having this correction, because you was holding a 1272 like a boss. So potentially right now you come up and you come down, you start to hold the 1414 like an absolute boss at 422773. You coil up like that. Boom, see you later. You're gone ski, aren't you? And you've held a major level support on the weekly time frame right there for Bitcoin. So, I could say to you, we're in a bear market, but I'd be lying to you. Do you understand that? We're not in a bear market. Corrective phase of a bull market. We're in a bull market until we're not. And for me, I think that Bitcoin's coming up the stairs slowly but surely. And, we've got fears of lengthening cycles as well. And I do think that you slowly come up the stairs here to these Fibonacci targets that we've had for many, many moons, And each one of these particular levels, a 2.414, has always been met in every single bull run. I've gone through this with you, okay? So yeah, it's basically Bitcoin. If you do start to see a roll, I would imagine put some cheeky bids on 1414, because look at the bounce off it, and I do think it potentially coil up like this, hold between the 55 EMA and the 20 on the weekly, coil up for a bit, and then start to pick back up and break out basically, and start forming that big wave 3 that we're looking at. Because I think, like I've said to you, you come up in 1, this is 2, you're looking at 3, 4, 5, up to 260k, and I think that's your bull market. just here, and at that point you're going to enter the bear market, okay, wherever it starts to come down, God knows. But that's basically Bitcoin. Solid structural support for continuation of the trend which you're in, which is a bull market, okay. Hope you enjoyed that swift, quick little update, and it's answered a lot of questions, but I've already gone through all this in multiple videos with you, okay. If in doubt, zoom out. Bitcoin's on a journey, isn't it? And you're holding structural support like you did here for that journey. It will get nasty, I'm not going to lie to you. If it comes up here and you start to lose the 1414 and come down and you start to lose 1272, then you don't need to be a rocket scientist to see that potentially you are rolling here, and this is the end of the bull run, and these particular projections up here won't actually get met in this cycle, potentially in the next cycle. But so far, so good. You're holding structural support for the continuation of the trend, okay, which is a bull market. Hope you enjoyed that quick, swift little update. Take care, everyone. Thank you for your support. Back soon with another update on Bitcoin. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Bye bye.